that the first thing that the person will be questioned of on the Day of Judgment is what? It will be his salah. أَوَّلُ مَا يُحَاسَبُ عَلَيْهِ الْعَبْدُ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ. The first thing upon which a person will be tested on the Day of Judgment is his salah. And if that salah is perfected, if that salah is accurate, then all of his rest of his religion will be also considered accurate. And if that is not done well, then فَقَدْ خَابَ وَخَسِرْ, then this person will be a loser on the Day of Judgment, right? So if you're thinking about that meeting that I gave you, the long example that we started off with, think about this meeting with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala now. If you have done this well, go back. You didn't deliver the camel burger, but you ended up getting the $1 million deal in Melbourne, right? But you didn't end up delivering the burger. Similarly, in this case over here, your boss will be happy with you, right? You got the job done. In this case here, Allah's Messenger ﷺ said, you will be prosperous when, and only when you actually pass this first test. Because this is the primary task that Allah has given you. After believing in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Messenger, your primary task is to pray your salah. And this also puts a lot of focus within your mind, a moral compass within your mind, right? Because then there's going to be this group that will come and tell you and exaggerate one of the rituals in Islam, and another person is going to come and exaggerate another ritual in Islam, and they'll say, if you don't do this, then you're off it, off the manhaj, like it's a carpet or something, right? And if you don't do this, then you're going to be off it, and if you don't do that, and you're going to be off it, and so on and so forth, right? Your salah is right, Allah is saying you'll be on it. Your salah is not right, Allah is saying you'll be off it. Your salah is right, the Messenger ﷺ is saying Allah will overlook other things. Your salah is not right, no matter what right, ritual, belief, or whatever it is that you think is very important, based on your own whims and your own desires, it is not as important to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Your basic belief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, followed up by your prayer, that will be the way to be saved on the Day of Judgment. As-salatu thalathatu athlaf. Prayer is divided into 3/3. My dear brothers, my dear sisters, prayer is divided into 3/3. And this shows you from the very get-go the type of importance that the Messenger ﷺ has placed in portions of prayer which we never actually thought were very important. So the Messenger ﷺ started off by saying, At-tuhuru thuluthun. That, a third of that is you purifying yourself. You see, my dear brother, my dear sister, purification is a process that is a necessary process for salah. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, O who you believe, إِذَا قُمْتُمْ إِلَى الصَّلَاةِ, when you stand up towards prayer, that means you're getting up to pray now, isn't that so? So normally when you would get up to pray, what would you do? Someone raise your hand. I'm going to pull your leg, man.
All yours.
All yours? No, I don't want it, man. It's okay. Yes? Huh? That's true. You do that before your salah, isn't that so? But if I tell you, you are now getting up for prayer, what are you going to do? Huh? Iqamah and Allahu Akbar. Intention is going to be there throughout, but Allahu Akbar. Right? When you get up for prayer, the first actual action that you do of prayer itself is Allahu Akbar. Right? And standing, according to some scholars, is a pillar, and it's a condition according to others. Anyways, the point is you stand and you say Allahu Akbar. Tayyib. So, you have now done Allahu Akbar. That is your first pillar. However, the Messenger ﷺ, he says that As-salatu thalathatu athlaf. Prayer is divided into 3/3. And the first third that he mentions is not even Allahu Akbar, it's not even Salah, but it is a precursor to Salah. It's a precondition to salah. Oh my God, man. I might have to pay for this phone by the time I leave. طيب. It's a precursor to salah. It's a precondition to salah. And that's what? Huh? That is wudu. So the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, "At-tuhuru thuluthun." The first portion of your salah is that you actually end up, purifying yourself. Then he said, وَالرُّكُوعُ ثُلُثٌ. And the second third of your salah is when you go into ruku'. And the third of your salah, as-sujood thuluthun, is when you go into your sujood. So you can see now that salah is divided into 3 thirds.